apps, before you invite him over to your house, before you go to his home, I need you to get his first, middle, and last name and Google that man. And let me tell you why. When I was 18, I was dating this guy from a dating app, and he ended up being a full-blown career criminal. Obviously, at the time, I had no idea. I won't go into like the full details on this story time. I'll go through the full details on my podcast. But essentially, I was 18 years old. I matched with this guy on a dating app, and our first date was at the W Hotel. And this was like such a charming guy. He was North African. He literally spoke every single language under the sun. He spoke French, he spoke Spanish, he spoke Arabic, and he obviously spoke English. He was very charismatic, very cool, calm, like just like very much a bit of me. I was thinking, oh, okay, this guy's really attractive. I'm 18, he was 30. I remember on the first date, he told me that he worked in finance. He worked at JP Morgan Chase. And prior to his finance career, he was a pro football player on the Steelers. And I was like, oh, this is cute. So after the first date, we start seeing each other consistently. And obviously I wanted to like fact check some of the stuff that he was telling me. And I didn't know at the time, because I was 18, I was so dumb. I didn't know that I could just ask this man for his last name. I would try to use his first name and Google him, and I just like couldn't find anything. So I was like, okay, whatever, like I'll figure it out. So we're going to like all these nice lunches, brunches, and dinners, and he's really like whining and dining me. And I just thought, oh my God, I'll just like get his name off of the credit card when he pays. But every single time he paid, he would quite literally have his finger right over the name on the credit card and would hand the credit card over like this so that I couldn't see the name on the card, which I thought was really, really, really weird. Anyway, so as time goes by, I remember there was one day that he was supposed to come over to mine. And before he came over, I tried to like Google him. I like put his first name into Google with like Steelers, and like nothing came up. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So he comes over, we're sitting in my living room. We're just like kikiing, laughing, whatever. And he like reaches to my phone to Google something. And when he opens up Google, it is literally his first name, Steelers. And I am just like so frantic. I think I like absolutely blacked out, and I was just like, oh, what are we gonna Google? Yeah, like trying to like move the conversation along. Anyway, so awkward. I remember that one day that he was at my house. That was the only time he came to my house. He told me this one thing when he was at my house, which I will never forget. I have a lot of gold jewelry, and I had like a bowl of gold jewelry sitting right by my window. And he looks at me and he goes, you shouldn't leave your jewelry there. Someone might rob you. Which I thought was like very, very, very weird. Backtracking a little bit, remember on our first date, he told me that he worked at JP Morgan Chase. And he goes, if you ever want to do lunch, just text me and we'll set it up. So I remember one day I text him and I'm like, hey, let's do lunch today. I'll stop by the office. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And so I responded, and I'm like, all right, what time do you want to do? Nothing. I hear absolutely nothing from this man until the end of the workday. So around like 6 p.m. he texts me back. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I got so busy. Next time. So at this point, I'm like, okay, something is seriously off. Now, remember, I am 18 years old. I am not that bright. I do not know that I could just ask this man for his last name so I could Google this man. But I just knew something was off. So I remember going to my bedroom one day, close the door, I open my laptop, and I'm like, I'm going to find out who this man is. So we were friends on Facebook, but let's say his name is Freddy Krueger. His Facebook name was Freddy, but it wasn't the full last name. It was like an abbreviation of his last name. So it was like a K, a G, and an R. Freddy KGR. And like, obviously that's not a last name. So I'm like, okay, I am going to go through his Facebook, gonna look through his photos and see if I can find like a friend or someone with a last name that has a K, a G, and an R in there, because that might be like a cousin or something. Anyway, so I'm like doing like full blown Detective Kimmy vibes. I find someone under his photo, must have been a cousin. They have a K, a G, and R in their last name, Krueger. I put Freddy Krueger into Google, and guess what pops up? There are multiple court cases against this man. It is Freddy Krueger versus the United States. Freddy Krueger indicted on fraud, wire fraud, this, that, and the third. I find this website that has a forum with 50 pages dedicated to this man. It says, Freddy Krueger is a career criminal. Beware of Freddy Krueger. And there are so many different men and women and families like talking about how this man has wronged them so bad. Freddy Krueger stole the watch off of my wrist. Freddy Krueger sold me stolen guns. Freddy Krueger stole my jewelry. Freddy Krueger stole my credit card. Freddy Krueger is a horrible person. Freddy Krueger has lied and has said that he works in finance. He does not. Freddy Krueger has lied and said that he was formerly an ex-football player. He is not. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. It was absolutely insane. So I am literally like jaw dropping, like, holy shit, I'm 18 years old. This is a guy that I have been like dating for almost a month now. And I'm like finding all this stuff out about him because I didn't know that I should probably just like ask him about his name on the first date so I could Google every single thing that he said and Google him, and I could have avoided all of this. So anyway, obviously I ghost the man. I'm like, oh my God, like this is a criminal. And I can make a part 2 going into details exactly what I found, because obviously I screenshotted everything. I'm going to talk about all of that on the podcast episode, which actually probably should be out by the time this is out. Anyway, so I ghost the man. And one night I'm driving home and I get a phone call from a random number, and I pick it up and it goes, call from Coldball County Jail. An inmate by the name of Freddy Krueger would like to talk to you. Press 1 to answer. Obviously, my nosy ass, I press 1. I hear him on the other end of the phone and I go, Freddy, where are you? And he goes, Kim, there's something I didn't tell you. And I am like, long story short, ladies, I need you to protect yourself. Keep your head on a swivel. If you are meeting a random man, because remember, he's a random man. You quite literally do not know him. A random man off of a dating app. You have absolutely no mutual friends. You don't go to the same school. This man has no business being in your life apart from the fact that you met him on the internet. I need you to get his full name and Google him. When he gives you his phone number, I need you to throw that phone number into True People Search and just know who you are going on a date with. Luckily, I am alive to tell this story, but I did not know when I was 18 years old that I should be Googling these men. So please, please, please protect yourself, keep your head on a swivel, and Google these men. Google them.
Hey y'all, let me know what y'all think about this on y'all experience, if you want to share about your experience on a dating app. I do have experience being on dating apps and I absolutely hate them, and and it's from my past and everything. But yeah, I had homegirls, that went on dates on dating apps, and I wasn't surprised when they told me their stories that they found, certain people to be weird and things like that. But other than that, if you have experience with dating apps, just let me know what's up. And I would say, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I thank you for just supporting my channel. Have a great day. Bye.